welcome back to 843 TV. We are learning so much about the fabulous adult care services of DayBreak. Coker and Penny have been sharing. Let us talk about your geographical location of where your services reach.
Okay. Our Hilton Head office, first of all, our office is located right on the island, right next to Memory Matters, 117 William Hilton Parkway.
Exactly. That is
right, right. We've been in business here for about 3 years, and because of the labor issues that island has, we're trying to grow at a reasonable pace. So right now, we're actively marketing and covering all the locations from Hilton Head Island all the way out the 278 corridor to 95. However, we do cover all of Jasper and Beaufort counties. I've got clients in Ladies Island, I've got clients in Beaufort, so our focus right now is on the Hilton Head and Bluffton markets. However, we are willing to go out into some of the far-reaching areas. We have lots of good employees that live out in rural areas, so we don't have a problem covering
Tell us how many employees you do have currently.
And he looks off camera for help. So many you can't even count. You know what impresses me though, what I like is that you are growing in a very controlled fashion, because so many companies, I think, focus on growth, and it sounds to me like you're focusing more on providing exemplary care.
Absolutely.
And then growing when you can.
That's correct. That's correct. And I think part of it is with you know, I've opened up other offices, and I have an office in Columbia, and we have one in Aiken, South Carolina, and one in Greenville, and that's as big. And then the one here in Hilton Head, that's as big as we want to get. We're a South Carolina company, and we've got a great reputation that I've spent a lot of time and work on. Making it what it is, that I don't want to ruin it by coming in and
Right.
We have this situation in our family too, where a family member needs care, and I think sometimes the affordability is a concern for caregivers. Share with us about that, on how you all work and help to make that work for families.
Well, when we come into the homes, it's an hourly rate, and there's several different ways to pay for it. 90%, or I'd say probably the majority of our clients pay for it private pay, but almost all long-term care insurance companies will pay for this type of service. I know as soon as I started providing these services, I purchased long-term care for my wife and me. I know my parents and my in-laws have it now, but because it can take care of a lot of these costs. If someone does have a problem paying for these services, you know, one thing about us, and with us being a local company and me being the owner, I'm allowed to make some concessions when possible. And also, there are several grants that you can get through the local community council on governments to help with if someone has needs with dementia care or just family caregiving. And if you call our office, we're knowledgeable in those resources.
It sounds like you can really give good guidance.
Sure.
You know, I'm sorry.
Many people probably don't know that there's grants available. That's an important thing to get out there.
Right.
I didn't. I wish I'd known that.
Right, absolutely.
So, but you know, to speak to that hourly rate, and you know, I have to say, I think most of these companies, most of your type of company, they're relatively competitive.
Well, and I would say, yeah, our you know, when we set our rates, we just don't do it based upon a number we pull out of our head.
Right.
We do it based upon what the labor costs are, and then of course we do go around and we find out what our competitors are charging, and yeah, we fall right in the middle. We're not the most expensive company out here, but we're also not the cheapest company out here.
I think people, they think about this type of care as sort of an elite care. It really isn't. I was stunned at how affordable it was.
Absolutely.
And it allowed me to continue with my full-time job, know that my mother was in very good hands during the day, and fit into our budget just fine.
Sure.
So I think people need to get that idea out of their head of, oh, we could never afford that. It's really affordable.
Right. And one thing is we can also, our goal is to really, we're not just keeping people at home, we're keeping people at their desired level of independence.
That's right.
So we have some clients who may live in an nice independent, and y'all have some beautiful independent and assisted living facilities here on the island, but they may need a little bit of care in order not to be able to stay in the
Facility
community that
area.
they've
Right.
chosen.
community.
So we will come out and we can actually supplement the care that they're receiving there in order to lengthen their time where they can stay in an independent living facility versus assisted, or assisted versus going up to a skilled nursing facility.
Right.
And you can never put a price tag on peace of mind. I think that's such an important
Yes.
thing to note. So
Right, absolutely.
I agree. Do you, now, in terms of training for your staff, I know you mentioned some of your staff has special training. Do you offer any skilled nursing?
We not out of this office. We're a non-medical home care
Okay.
company, so it's easier for me to tell people what we cannot do versus what the services we do provide.
I got it.
So we don't do any wound care. We don't do any skilled nursing procedures. We're not helping with any injections or anything like that. But we can help with bathing, dressing, transfers, meals, the whole 9 yards. We can remind our clients when to take medications. However, we can't be dispensing medications into a pill box.
Got it. Got it. That makes sense and is very understandable.
Right.
But I also like to just to call back to something that you said that I thought was so important is if you see a need that is not being fulfilled or addressed correctly, you have the knowledge and experience to speak up and inform the caregiver, so
That's
the
correct.
caregiver can take action.
And we're in constant communication with our caregivers when they're out in the field. We're in constant communications with our clients
That's
to
so
make sure that
reassuring.
they're satisfied. And we've got a really good group of caregivers. I feel
We do.
great. We're licensed by the state, so of course that goes unsaid. We do criminal background checks on everybody prior to employment. We drug test 100% of my employees prior to
great.
employment, then randomly post employment, and
We have a good group.
Right.
That's
we do.
great.
We really do. It makes a difference because there's going to be a lot of turnover in that particular area.
There is. There is.
well, this has been very educational, and we hope it's helped someone out there who's at this stage or will be at this stage in the near future. So thank you all for watching this episode of 843 TV.
Where communities come to speak.
And remember, there's no place like home.